Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Utility Safety and Environment Committee meeting for Wednesday, November 8th, 2023. Before we begin, I just want to mention that Mrs. Davis won't be here this evening. She's out of town. The first item on our agenda is the approval of the Utilities Committee meeting minutes for October 11th, 2023. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Moved by Mr. Simmons, second by Mr. Oswald. Are there any questions?
Question.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The next item on the agenda is the matter of the purchase of a Ford F-350 for the water pumping plant. Mrs. McKillop.
Good evening. Through you, Madam Chair. The water pumping is requesting approval to purchase a F-350 Ford truck for the water pumping plant. Cost not to exceed $70,000, which will include a plow and any appurtenances that would go with the new truck. It will be purchased using the Ford Fleet Government Pricing Program. Normally, it takes 6 to 8 months to get a truck in, but the fleet manager actually found this truck at a local dealership, so while they have it, we want to go ahead and get it purchased. The money is allocated in this year's water pumping budget, and this vehicle will be replacing the oldest truck in the fleet. And we request that this be passed as an emergency.
Thank you, Mrs. McKillop. Mr. Oswald.
Through you, Madam Chair. So you said 70, not to exceed 70, and in my paperwork it says 60.
Yes, the referral said 60. In the additional information that I received today, I'd like to increase it to 70, and that'll include the plow and the lights and that type of stuff to also go with
Thank you.
the vehicle.
Are there any other questions for Mrs. McKillop? Mr. Bruni.
Mrs. McKillop, you may not know this, might be a question for Mr. Jacob, but I'm not familiar with the Ford Fleet Government Pricing Program. I assume that's equivalent to the state purchasing, but do we need to pass any kind of legislation to be a member of that before we?
No, we don't.
Okay.
It is equivalent to the state purchasing. It's a way to get basically the state purchasing prices through the local dealerships.
Okay, okay. All right, I think I know how that's going to work. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Seeing none, I'll read the committee report. We have considered the matter of the purchase of a Ford F-350 truck for water pumping plant, and this is an ordinance authorizing the purchase of said vehicle through the Ford Fleet Government Pricing Program not to exceed $70,000. Monies have been appropriated in the 2023 water pumping account budget. Emergency clause is requested. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Moved by Mr. Corbin, second by Mr. Oswald. Are there any additional questions?
Question.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The next item on our agenda is the matter of a change order for the Washington Village Park parking lot improvement project. Engineer McKillop.
Thank you. Through you, Madam Chair. This is a request for additional funds that were utilized at the Washington Village park parking lot. The parking lot that was installed recently with some grant funding off of Fowle Road on the west side of town. The additional funds were used for additional sidewalk, increased access to the parking lot. So in discussions, once we got out in the field with the contractor, looking at it, in order to utilize the spaces more efficiently, we wanted to increase the distance that the drive approach is from the parking spaces to make it easier for turning radius. Basically, just make it a little bit more user-friendly. And we also added a little bit of a drainage drainage pipe and a couple of yard drains to take care of some additional drainage issues that we've seen on the site. But that totaled $17,862.41, which exceeds the 10% over the the contract amount. So therefore, we need to get legislation.
Thank you, Mr. Oswald.
Real quick, through you, Madam Chair, just wanted to make the comment, thank you for having me go out and look at these places, because that's the first time I've seen that, and it's very nice. So that was a lot of your doings. I thank you very much. And also, you had me go check out West Park. It's gorgeous. We are so lucky that we've got so many nice parks in the city. Thank you.
I agree. Thank you. Any other questions or comments? And just to piggyback on what Mr. Oswald said, if you've never been to even Washington Park, it's really a cute little park. It's very nice, and there's so many new developments in that area, families with children, and it gets utilized a lot. So it's very, very nice. Any other questions? Seeing none, I'll read the committee report. We have considered the matter of a change order number 1 for the parking lot project at Washington Village Park. This is an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into said change order for the Washington Village Park. Monies have been appropriated in the 0.50% income tax fund. Original was $79,033.48. The change order is $17,862.41 for a total of $96,895.89. Emergency clause has been requested. The project is completed. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mrs. Simmons, second by Mr. Oswald. Are there any other questions?
Question?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Mrs. McKillop, do you know why that's called Washington Park? It's Washington. Yep. Yep, you're right. You're right. Thank you. The last item on our agenda is the matter of applying for an Ohio Environmental Protection Agency grant. Mr. Brunick's going to speak to this one.
Thank you, Mrs. Mitchell. I don't normally do this, but since Carrie's not here and I had a conversation with her earlier today, she just gave me a quick rundown of this, and I told her I'd be willing to just say a few words tonight. So this is a non-matching grant, so this would be 100% paid for by grant funds. We would not be doing the project, I guess, if we don't receive the grant, but it would be to replace an existing water fountain with one with a bottle filler at South Park. Again, there is no money that would be, appropriated from the city. There is no match. There is no money coming from us at all, and we wouldn't do the project at all unless we get this grant. The award ceiling is $10,000. It would be expected to be done sometime next spring. So that's my information. I don't know if Mr. Lundy has anything else on besides that.
No, I was just going to add that it was brought to our attention through Macaulay. This is a Ohio Environmental Protection Grant, and as it was pointed out, it's not a matching grant, and I think the amount is in the neighborhood of $10,000.
Through you, Madam Chair, is it just a place that you fill your water up back? Oh, okay. I didn't know it was that simple.
I think, if I understand correctly, it's just to fill your water bottles, correct?
Oh, well, that's pretty cool then.
Yeah, most of the old style water fountains are just, you bend over and they spray upwards. Now the new ones all have these, slots where you can put a bottle in. It fills from the top down. It's, it's much taller. Simple amenity, but people are carrying water bottles around everywhere, especially when they're exercising in the parks, I would say.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, I'll read the committee report. We have considered the matter of a request to apply for an Ohio Environmental Protection Agency grant. And this is an ordinance authorizing the mayor to apply for and accept said grant for a water fountain filling station to be located at South Park. There are no matching funds required for this grant. pardon me, it doesn't say that. There are no matching requirements for this grant. Emergency clause is requested due to deadline. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Oswald, second by Mrs. Simmons. Any other questions?
Question?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. There is nothing else to come before this committee. I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Oswald, second by Mrs. Simmons. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Good night, everyone.
Oh, I want to stay longer. See you later. See ya.